Hey guys, this is Jesse from DrChadPLus. Today we'll be discussing, is a bearded dragon right for you? Bearded dragons are one of the most friendly lizards you can possibly buy. They get about 18 inches long to about 20 inches long, and they make really good pets as far as being able to handle them, and they're really gentle animals. I've never been bit by him, and I've had him for about 2.5 years, so if you're worrying about getting a nice reptile, this is probably one of your best bets to go with. I've never been bit, and they're a really nice size. The problem with bearded dragons is they don't really connect to you as, say, a dog would. So if you're looking for that kind of a relationship, you're not going to get one from a reptile. I would look somewhere else because reptiles just don't, get attached to you or anything. I've never seen a bearded dragon come to the person when they call them. They're not like that kind of animal. Bearded dragons are like great for holding and stuff if you like lizards, and they're great for looking at them in the tanks because you can make their tanks look really nice and stuff. So if you're into that kind of thing, then a bearded dragon would be great. But there's some more things to look into before you decide that a bearded dragon is right for you. So let's look at them. Okay, so bearded dragons don't need much. But as you can see, he's on his basking spot, and that's one thing they really do require is a basking spot. You're going to have to set up like either a rock or something like wood like I have for him to bask on. This is required because that's how they get their heat, and since they're cold-blooded, they need a heat source. So the red light that you are seeing right now is actually a heat bulb, and that's what's providing him with heat. And as you can see, he's trying to get as close to the heat as he can to warm up. Now the white bulb is actually a UVB bulb, and that gives them calcium. It like replaces the sun, which they would get in the wild. So if you don't have that, you're going to have metabolic bone disease, so you have to have one of those. And you have to have the heat bulb too. You can also get a one bulb that, like, I forget what it's called, but it has all of that in one, so you get the heat and the UVB bulb just from one bulb. But that does cost about $40 for that bulb, so that's kind of one of the reasons I don't have it. The bulb and the light fixtures, you'll need 2 light fixtures and 2 bulbs, the UVB and the heat bulb. It's gonna cost you about $60 to get all that. The bulbs cost about $15 each, and the light fixtures cost about $15 to $20. But the one with the UVB bulb, you don't have to get one from a reptile store. You can get one that's just from any Walmart or hardware store, and it can have a plastic top. The one with a heat bulb in it, you do not want to have a plastic top. You want a ceramic top. Alright, if what I'm about to do creeps you out, you might want to look at something other than a reptile. These are roaches, dubia roaches. These are a really good thing to feed your bearded dragon or reptile. And you don't really have to use roaches. You can use crickets, but this is something I highly recommend you doing, is getting roaches. This is about 200, 300 roaches. So, yeah. Okay, so when it comes to food, yes, it can get quite expensive, but I'm going to show you some options you have, and the price and what they cost. Okay, here's a canned food of grasshoppers. This is a really convenient way to feed your bearded dragon, but this little can right here cost $4, and it only lasts about 2 days. So, I mean, it's kind of expensive to go that route. I really enjoy these products. I like the one by Zilla better. It's called Zilla Munchies, but this is what replaced Munchies at Petco. Basically has almost everything your bearded dragon needs. right in the bag. It has like little like pieces of vegetables and fruit and meat. So it has pretty much everything your bearded dragon needs, but you still can't just have them only on this. So you're gonna need to feed some live animals too, no matter what, because you have to keep your variety going. And even though this is a lot of variety, it still needs to be changed because these dead animals don't quite give them all the meat that you would get in a live animal. Here we have crickets. I know you can't really see them, but they're in the tubes right now. You'll have to take care of crickets, so you might need to get something like this for crickets. This makes it really convenient to feed your crickets to your bearded dragon, but you also need food for your crickets and water for your crickets, and you can't just put straight water. You have to use like a water gel for that. Crickets cost anywhere from 10 cents to 12 cents a cricket, or you can buy in bulk online for like 1,000 crickets for like $30 shipped. But honestly, I've done that before, and my bearded dragon could not even come close to eating them all. They pretty much all died before he could get to them, so that was kind of sucky. But basically, you have crickets to feed for live. That's going to be probably your main, unless you can deal with the dubia roaches like I showed you before. And then you also have mealworms and superworms to feed them. I don't have any of those right now, so I'm just showing you what I have. But besides that, you have a few other options for snacks like silkworms. You can feed them every now and then. So you just gotta, keep a variety for the food, but it does cost quite a bit. It cost me about $60 a month to feed my bearded dragon. So yeah, and if I forget if I said, but these the munchy kind of thing. So that's about $12 for the Zilla brand, and it was $8 for this brand. But this isn't as good as the Zilla brand, so you get what you pay for. But yeah, that's what I was going to tell you guys for food. So let's go on to the next section. Okay guys, so my question to you is, can you take care of the daily needs of your bearded dragon? Basically, all you gotta do is put food and in the cage and make sure he has water, and remove the food when it's about 20-30 minutes old after he's already eaten as much as he can. There should always be some kind of food in there for him to eat, maybe pellets or something like that. Bearded dragons don't normally eat very many pellets. And where the heck are you going? But anyways, but there should always be some kind of food for them to eat, and you always need some kind of water source. They're not really going to drink out of a water bowl that much. You'll mainly get it from their vegetables, but you still need it in there, even though I don't have one in right here because I just cleaned out the tank for the video, and I didn't put it in because I didn't want them to mess up the tank before the video. So nothing's in there besides the food now. But you still need it, and for the weekly, you just make sure it's a clean tank, and that's pretty much it. So if you guys feel like you will still want a bearded dragon after all the food and expenses and all the daily care and all that, I would say go ahead and get one. Just make sure it's what you really want and it's not just an impulse buy. I would say wait a month or two before you go and get a bearded dragon, and I'd make sure you have the tank set up before you do.